decision. There you go.
And he looking dead at the camera.
I was
good.
You fine. You fine now. You ready? I'm just gonna shoot from up here. So you hide in the mic.
You want to start over?
Yes. 3, 2. Darlene, put your mic over.
Okay.
See, it wasn't just me.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
It is the Nightly Spirit. Your girl Darlene McCoy. With me tonight, I've got Micah Lee. Micah Lee.
Hey there.
Not Micah Stamp Lee.
No.
It's Micah Lee without the stamp. Praise God. How are you, bro?
You know what? I'm good. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm halfway in my right mind. So I think
halfway?
I'm doing all right halfway.
No, you're doing better than all right if you're at least halfway in your right mind. Listen, I'm not at all in mine, but I'm here, and I give God the praise.
I'm just glad, truthfully, to be here with my friends.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a different thing. It's a different thing. You know, I talk to a bunch of people, but when you get to hang out with your friends, it's a whole nother thing.
We like for our friend to hang out with us, too. Listen, Micah Lee is with us tonight. He's got brand new music from my brother, Fred Jerkins. I'm going to let y'all hear all of that. But Micah Lee, 17 minutes away on the Nightly Spirit. That right there was Micah Lee. Let's get that right. It's Heaven, and it is it has a throwback sample in it that he did with BB and BB Winans, but he's not BB. He's Micah Lee. I know people be like, that's BB Winans. You sound just like BB.
I don't know why. I think it's that melodic tone.
Mm-hmm. Everybody ain't able to get that kind. You know what I'm saying? People just said you sound like him.
They be like, or no. Lately they've been giving me that. Boy, you sound like the Gospel Luther.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait. This is the
now
good
you're the
one.
Gospel Luther.
Boy, you sound like Al Giro.
Al Giro.
Not Giro.
Not Giro.
Giro.
Al Giro. Listen, all of them are compliments but you hold it down all by yourself.
Absolutely.
Micah Lee, but you were in a near fatal car accident.
Yeah. Actually, I was in an accident where my SUV had hydroplaned, hit the median head on, slid into a canal. I remember it began to fill up with water, and I thought that was the end of my life. I thought that was it. The water came up above my nose, and I remember I called my mother on the phone, and I said, Mom, I think I'm going to die in here, but I love you. And she said, hold on, Micah, just have faith. Some kind of way when the water came over my eyes, I was able to kick out the window. And when I kicked out the window, swimming to safety, I'm looking down because I'm optimistic. I'm thinking, well, I'm okay. The car's messed up, but I'm all right. So I looked at my legs, and they were floating on the top of the water. Thinking, still being optimistic, I said, well, maybe they're just out of socket. Till I touched my thigh, and not being too graphic, it sounded like an empty glass of ice, and you're filling it up with water. When I got to the hospital, they said they were going to amputate my legs. And when I woke up, they were still there, but then the doctor said I would never walk again. I would be in that wheelchair for the rest of my life. Well, I want to tell you I was healed right then, but that's not what happened. I was in that wheelchair an entire year, and I call this my Benny Hinn moment. The first time my mom was like, you're going to church. You're going to church today. A year later, I said, no, I don't want to sing again. I don't want people to see me like this. Well, when I got to church, I started, they called me up. They're like, we want Micah to sing. I'm like, no, I'm embarrassed. I got up there. And I call this, like I said, my Benny Hinn moment. I literally heard the Lord whisper in my ear, today's the day. And I stood up, and I've been walking ever since. I started running through the church.
Wow!
Yeah, it's like Shirley Caesar, just like fire shot up in your bones. My legs literally heated up, and I stood up. And I want to tell you, for me, God spoke to me and said, you know, Micah, I could have healed you day one, but I didn't. I allowed you to go through that because it astonished the doctors. Like, how in the world were you able to recover from this? And God said, I did it this way so you could know it was nobody but me. And the second lesson that it gave me, it told me that, Micah, if you're going to do anything, you need to get up and do it now. And so when people see this crazy work ethic that I have, or how does these things happen for you, I'm on my fourth top 20. This record has been #1 for the past 3 weeks on this new internet radio panel. And it's just blessing. It's blessing people. And it just let me know that, Micah, just like the premise of the song says, don't break. This song is a testament to my life. It is my actual story. You know what? I just had a realization. I feel like a real artist when I said that. When they say this is my most intimate song.
No, real talk though. But you have a real testimony to back this up. And I really believe that you'll know that God is really breathing on your efforts when you have something to really connect it to, because you sing from another place. You
Yeah.
sing from the place that you remember God most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know you remember him during that time. I cannot imagine being in a situation like that.
Yeah, it was the worst time in my life because let me tell you what's hard about it. When God makes a promise to you, right, and says you're gonna do this and you're gonna sing music in front of millions of people, and then a situation happens like that where it just looks like that whole storyline changed. Well, I had to question myself. I said, God, how could this be? How could you allow this thing to happen to me when you made all these promises to me? And he said, after all of this situation, he was like, you know what? I realized that this was for a purpose. You know how we claim to know God? We have a form of godliness. A lot of us are that way. You go to church and you in this routine, and you sing and you do this stuff over and over again, and you know Him, but have you ever had a real experience with Him?
An encounter.
And I had my first real encounter. And that's when I just knew God was real. And it just, all things changed. The anointing on my life, not just my voice, my writing skill, and simply my effort. I think it all works together. I had a father who's always said to me, Micah, whatever you do, you be the best at it. Nobody remembers second place. For some people, that could be harsh, but for me, that's just how I live my life. Like, Micah, if you're going to do something, you get up and you go all in. If that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have had, this is, going on 3 top 20s, 3 consecutive. And it's just God.
That's right. It's just God. Listen, Micah Lee is with us. I know you want to hear this song. It's called Don't Break. It comes up in 15 minutes on the Nightly Spirit. That song, first of all, is so on fire. Wow. Don't break.
Don't break.
Don't break.
Don't break before you break through. That's real church.
My. I'm telling you. And it seems like right before the breakthrough is when the enemy attacks you the most.
Absolutely. Well, even the premise of this song, and shout out to Uncle Freddie and Alvin Garrett.
Yes, with my people. What up,
listen,
y'all?
Those are my guys. And when we were sitting down talking about the premise of this song and talking about my life and the things that we wanted to talk about, even given my story, the thing kept coming to mind was this meme, which is truthfully where it came from, where it was a guy digging a tunnel underground. I'm sure you've seen it, where he was digging, and eventually he just was discouraged and he gave up and turned around with his head held down. And then the picture expanded, and if he had just hit one more time, he would be in a room full of diamonds. That thing hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like, Micah, if you don't try one more time, that's all it could take. One more song. It could take one more go, one more whatever it is. And you know what I've discovered, Darlene? That this song is not just about me, but this is the story of some of everybody who has been said you were too tall, too short, you wasn't good enough, you'll never be nothing, you'll never make it. I even think about Tiger Woods. They showed him a video recently where there was all these commentators saying, you know what, he should retire, you're not good enough, he should give up, he should have threw in the towel a long time ago, he'll never reach his goals. What if he listened to what those people said? What if he broke? He would not be the #1 golfer in the world and the winner of the Masters if he didn't break. So this song, what I'm discovering is that it's speaking to some of everybody. And you know what? I'm accountable. I thought about this thing. I said, you know what? What if the person who was supposed to be the cure for AIDS was having a hard day at school today and gave up? And I didn't write this song that gave him just enough to say, let me keep going.
Come on.
I'm accountable. So,
See, that's the difference between being an artist and being a minister.
Yeah.
Who happens to be an artist.
Yeah. Because
you care about how this song reaches people. Yeah. You care about the effect of people. You know what I mean? That's the difference. And I just applaud you, brother. You really have an amazing ministry. You got an amazing ministry.
You saying that because you like me, you my friend. That's
I'm saying that because you don't, brother. I'm telling you, Micah, you really do. You have a great ministry, and I want you to just keep going.
Yeah. I'm not breaking. I don't want you to break either.
I ain't gonna break. I ain't going nowhere. That's how we say it at Greenville. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay right here and be exactly who God sent. You know, a lot of people say, I'm going to be what God called me to be, and sometimes you don't even figure what that out, what that is. You can't even figure that out. But if you be who you are and understand that's who God sent, then you can be a whole lot better.
You know what? You know what I was thinking. You know what the difficult part about the whole thing is that waiting period between your break, from the break and the breakthrough.
Come on,
that
that's
waiting
right.
period
That's right.
is so hard for people, especially when you can't see. The old people used to say, "See on the other side of through." The other side of through. It's that through that is so difficult to people. But I think a lot of people. I'm not trying to be too churchy. We're looking for. We say, I have faith in God that He can do anything and that He'll allow things to come to pass. But I don't see any evidence of anything. But I tell people every day, the faith is your evidence.
That's right.
Because the Bible says that what? Faith is the
substance
of
That's
things
the
hoped for,
substance.
and the evidence. It is the evidence.
Other things that are not seen.
That are not seen. So when we're going through certain things and it just seems like, you know what, I'll never make it, or this is what somebody said about me, or this is a hard road. They said I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I failed 50 times, and all 50 of them times, it just seems like there will be no way for me to get through. If you have the evidence,
That's
the
right.
faith.
That's right. That's right.
That's all you need
That's
to
it.
know. I ain't gonna say any names. I'm thinking of I was hearing somebody tell me the story of. Can I say Kathy Hughes on? Can I say
Yes.
that? They were saying the story about Kathy Hughes and how she was turned down from 32 different banks. I'm like,
Isn't that something?
32.
You imagine that kind of faith?
That's faith. You gotta believe in it. See,
I don't think I could be turned down from 10 and keep going. I'd be like, well, I don't know. Maybe God don't want me, but she kept on.
she kept on going.
Yes.
She kept on going, and that's why you have to. You have to. I tell artists, and I speak on different panels, on radio panels all the time, and I'm talking to these independent artists a lot, and I have a heart for independence because a lot of times they don't get the same shine that they should, and then they get discouraged. And a lot of them are like, Micah, if I had somebody to help me out, or if I had a manager or whoever to do this, I'm like, well, you don't have that, so what are you going to do?
You got to do it anyway.
You got to do it anyway. And it's a simple math problem, though. You can't hope somebody's going to invest $1 million in you, and you can't invest 10,000. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't add up. Even on shows like Shark Tank, that when they're looking at your business plan, you have had to make some sort of investment into that thing. So you have to put in some grit, some lead work,
You gotta have some skin in the game.
Yeah,
That's right.
But don't break.
Don't break. Listen, Micah Lee has preached on here on tonight, and I want y'all to know that this is just one. I mean, not just an incredible song, but you have an incredible ministry. It's beyond the song. Wow. It's beyond the song. But thank you for coming to see us, bro.
Listen, anytime. I'm grateful to be here with you all.
Absolutely, we love you, man.
And again, I'm thankful. I'm thankful to you all for the relationship. That more so than anything else, the support that you have shown me and the listeners over the years. That's great. But I'm thankful for the relationship. I really am. I really am. I'm really appreciative.
Yeah, we love you. Like I say,
too.
we love you. Your music, you as an artist, you as a minister.
I'm a gospel thug. Don't get me choked up.
Well, let me see you cry then. Let me see. I'm teasing. Michael Lee, everybody, and make sure you get your hands on Don't Break. Is it out? It's out right now.
It is out right now. It is available on all digital platforms right now. So please go and download Don't Break. And if you go and stream it, just stream it all day, over and over and over and over again.
Just keep it on.
And of course, follow me on social media too as well. Follow me on Facebook. Just look for the guy with the beautiful white tee. That would be me. It's Micah Lee, M-I-C-A-H, last name Lee. On Twitter, it's at Micah Lee Music. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that's where the magic happens. Listen, we get down on this in a biblical, holy way now.
Listen.
On Instagram, it's at Micah's Music. And even if you guys want me to come to your church and all of that stuff, email roundtheclock.cm @gmail.com. That's
round, not around, but round.
No, it's round, ROUND, theclock.cm @gmail.com.
Okay, all right, roundtheclock.cm
at gmail.com. And download Don't Break.
All right. Don't break, everybody. It's your girl, Darlene McCoy. I got your selfie session in 15 minutes.
Dwight, I almost looked at the camera.
Dwight, I got to go downstairs and get something.
You did.
I slightly.
It was really, really good though. You blessed me when you were just like, hey, talking about Kathy Hughes, we're gonna make sure she gets it too.
Yeah, like that's a blessing.
All right, cool. So now I'm gonna go try to go in the other room and record praise mixdown.
Now play on the weekend.
Man.
Oh, bro.
Me and you talk anyways about this.
Okay. No, we're
Gonna
going
do that anyway. Not on that though.
Of course not. What's up, people? Listen, I'm hot. I swear. Hey.
Hey,
Thank you, Susie.
let me switch it around. Listen, if I knew how to work my own camera.
I didn't even hit song. If people ask me to sing it, they feel I'm singing that. Anyway, I don't care. I'm gonna sing it.
Is that between that and Kool-Aid in the water?
Kool-Aid.
Anybody else?
Wait, holler at the people, man.
Man, what it do? What it do? What's your fan base called? The Micahs?
Listen, I ain't never give them a name. We gonna call them the Micah. It's the Micah. Some of them.
Micah fans. The MFs.
Yeah. That's good and terrible.
The Emleys.
The Emleys.
The Emleys. I don't know. It's kind of weird to have a fan base because it's like Rihanna got the Navy, Beyonce got the Beehive.
I don't even know what to call mine. Just my peeps. I don't know.
Beard Gang.
Has it been
But
taken?
well, it can't really be the Beard Gang.
Because what if I cut my beard off,
But
bro?
women don't want to, be associated with that.
Right.
Beard Gang?
What if I cut my beard off, though? You feel
I
me?
don't even know, man. You need an endorsement.
I do, though.
We're going to speak that over your life.
Come on, man.
When we do the praise
The energy of thousands of music lovers, plus a family-friendly expo with activities, seminars.
Will resolve
All
your
right.
tax problem. Possibly reduce your back taxes
Hey.
by up to 90%. If you are facing wage garnishments, liens,
What's
bank
going on,
fees,
people?
audits,
What's
or
going on,
payroll
Michael?
taxes,
Listen, we are
it's
working.
not too late.
We are
Your
working.
circumstances may
Here at
Radio 1.
your assets. If you owe the IRS,
We're here at Radio 1.
Promoting Don't Break. Troop Micah Lee. You know what? I like that. I'm thinking that's what we're going to have to call them. You like that, Troop Micah Lee? I don't know. I'm thinking of something. It got to be something more creative with that thing. You know what I'm saying? Team Micah Lee, Troop Micah Lee. I don't know. Listen, y'all. I got some other stuff to do. Hey, Sylvia.
Mwah. Listen, I'm going to sign off.
I got some other stuff to do. We got some more
Work to do. All right. But, I like to bring
bring you guys on my journey. And thank you. All right. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye.
download Don't Break.